this is going to be a really harsh truth for people pleasers, but trust me, you have to change. I'm going to tell you exactly why. And I think you already know that, but you just need to hear it. And that's why I'm here. We're going to talk about friends in this video, because not everybody who says they are your friend is actually your friend. Some people act like your friends, but they are not. And I'm not talking about being paranoid or whatever, but you have to realize that you kind of have to put into test, but also filter. And also, I want you to make a list, but wait. We need to first define who is your friend, like a real one. I always say it's an asset. Your friend is somebody that you have a mutual win-win situation with. So you are an asset to them and they are an asset to you in whatever way you want to look at it. Because if the situation is you lose and they win, and then again, you lose, they win, you lose, they win, and it's never really a win-win situation, you need to ask yourself, seriously, even if you like this person, whatever, you need to ask yourself, do I want to continue this friendship? And you can. You don't have to necessarily cut people off immediately or right away. It's actually up to them. And you essentially have to make a list. So you put the name of the friend and then you name all the assets. Like, why is this person an asset to you? Do they bring opportunities? Do they prompt you to be better at your health, mental health, physical health? Do you go to gym with them, or do you go running? Do you go hiking with them? You know, that's all an asset. What's their financial situation? What's their goals, their plans, their purpose? Like, is it anything that you can take inspiration from or opportunities from? Like, again, a win-win situation. Of course, you have to think about what you offer to them. Because maybe you find out, oh my God, I am the liability. And guess what? I used to be a liability and I didn't realize that. Because there's a quick story I'm going to put in, because I don't want you to comment like, oh my God, you're perfect, right? And nobody around you is good enough. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about awareness, self-awareness. Because if you're aware of the fact that you are a liability, you can change it. Instead of being offended and insulted, you can actually change it. Before we continue, I'm going to tell you a short story. I was at the university and I had my friends, you know, people who I hung out with, lived with, partied with, studied with. But also, some of my friends from the classroom did not really want to spend as much time with us, did not want to really talk and message as much, didn't want to attend as many parties. So basically, we thought immediately, like, they think they're so much better than us. That's why they don't want to hang with us, right? I kind of blamed them because I thought, why this person doesn't want to spend time with us, you know, and with me, for example. I was like, you know, I want to spend time with this person because he was actually writing blogs, articles, doing design. And during the university, even when he was studying, he started being hired by the companies, and he started making some side, you know, extra income, and with his with his skills. And I thought, oh my God, that's great. I want to be friends with this guy even more. Like, I want to talk to him, how he did it. I want to get the information from him, and I wanted to get a win situation for me, but I wasn't an asset to him. I was a liability because I had nothing to bring to the table at the time. Because I was like, oh yeah, cool, great, and then let's party and, like, you know, whatever. Like, I didn't really work on my personal or business professional development after school. So I was just like hanging out after school, and he was working hard. He identified that spending time with me and my friends was not a good deal for him because it was always a win situation for us, but lose situation to him. And now I get it, you know, but I didn't at the time. I was offended. I was angry with him. I was like, screw you, you know. But instead, now, because I'm wiser and older, I realized what he was doing. And of course, he put himself first, his personal growth and his career first, and then we came second and we couldn't keep up. So he had to cut us off so he can go up. That's a harsh truth, you know, and you have to take it. Back to the list, right? So make a name of the friend, liabilities and assets. So all the assets, name, and then all the liabilities. Liability could be the person is gossiping all the time, like I'm doing now. So when they call you, for example, some people call you daily, some friends call you every third day or twice a week or whatever. So when they call you and they have nothing interesting to tell you, and by interesting I mean anything that could be a win to you. They bring you opportunities, they bring you ideas. They say, oh, yesterday I ran 20 kilometers, or I'm gonna do this and this hike. Do you wanna come with me? It's like, oh yeah, I'm doing something for my body, for my health. Yeah, I'm in. If that person just calls you and just sees like, this friend, like how she's doing it, like how much she earns, she just goes to vacation, she just does that. And she just, oh my gosh, she's so fat, look at her, like she gained weight. Oh my God, she posted this picture of us so awkward. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I have things to do. I just wrote a book. I'm making my YouTube channel, making videos, short, long forms. I'm writing scripts. I'm writing blogs for my website, for Substack, for Medium. Like, I'm learning new skills. I'm doing affiliate marketing. Like, I'm so freaking busy. And you're talking about like somebody who went for a vacation and you cannot figure out like how much money they make. Like, I don't care. This is bullshit. Why you're talking to me like this? I don't care. Give me something that is a win for me. So that's a liability. Gossiping, complaining. Oh my goodness. Everybody complains. You can see it in my videos, in my blogs. I take it more as a humor. So it's not real. It's more about like relate to you and like make you laugh rather than actually complaining and getting angry about it. So there is a difference, right? Because I put on a show, and complaining for the sake of creating a good vibe is actually good. So you have to differentiate. But if somebody is complaining every single day that they hate their job and their boss, but there is like zero action from them, that's such a red flag. That's such a liability. Again, I used to be like this. Oh my God. And none of my friends told me to shut up and do something. And that's not good, because I would be offended for maybe like 5 seconds, and then I would be like, well, actually, you're right. And that is a true friend. Not the friend who always nods. The true friend is somebody who's trying to level you up, push you up, motivate you up, inspire you up, and tell you, listen, stop watching that Reels, stop watching the Netflix, and do something with your life. And if you ever complain to me again, just shut up. You either take some action and improve your life, or you shut up. If somebody is offended by this, they don't actually want to level up. They just want to complain for the sake of complaining. They don't want to change their lives. They actually love their life, because if they didn't, they would change it. And you have to see the difference. So I used to be this friend. Oh my God. My early 20s, yeah, I had a job that I really enjoyed and loved. But then it turned into a nightmare because there was no progress and it was just nepotism all around. Anyway, every time I met with my friends, I would just complain about my boss, and I would just say, oh my God, you won't believe what happened today. And I started saying what happened on the day and how unfair it was and how stupid and like how this job sucks and how the boss is just a dumb asshole. And my friends would just be like, oh yeah, like that sucks. Like, oh yeah, he's an idiot. And they would just do this. And again, I'm bringing the same stuff up and I'm just saying, oh, I had my job, my boss is an asshole. And I start repeating myself and complaining and telling new stories, thinking, oh my God, I'm so interesting, right? Because I have so many bad stories to tell. And the friends are like, yeah, oh yeah, that's bad. Oh my God, I have been doing it for like a year. And I think just one colleague once told me, listen, you just keep talking, but you don't do anything about it. And I was like, I'm going to do something about it. And she was like, no, you won't, because you're just like talking about it. It's been a year. You're not going to do anything. And I'm like, I will. And she actually pushed me. I don't think she even realized. But I went home and I was like, oh my God, she's right. I won't shut up about this for a year. Oh my God. And then I started being embarrassed for how much, when I met with my friends, I just spilled my garbage into their face, and they were just so understanding. I was like, and then, as I said, I just wish they would tell me something. Seriously, if like I would see that, like, okay, they care. Like, shut up and do something, because you can do it. You deserve better life. You know it. So shut up, stop talking about it, and take some action. And I really think I could take it, but they didn't do it. So from that time, I also got the lesson of, if that happens to me with somebody else, I will tell them, because I care about them. Not because I want to, make fun of them or want to embarrass them. Like, I want to help them. And harsh truth is so much better than just sweet lies, It's not going to help people if you just like, oh yeah, I understand. Oh yeah, it sucks. It's not going to help them. If you want to complain once a month because you had a bad day, that's fine. That's human. Like, of course, everybody does it. If you go and every time you meet a friend, like once a week or twice a week or whatever, and you just talk about the same stuff over and over again, complain about same thing, you have to stop yourself. You have to be like, oh my God, I am not an asset to this person at all. I'm a liability. So as I said, you don't have to completely cut off these people, but you have to eliminate unnecessary contact with them. That's going to be the best solution you can do for you. Sometimes it goes into the toilet completely, but that's not your fault. Let me give you an example. I had a friend she was a good fun, in terms of assets, I would say, like, she liked going to places, like we would go to restaurants or cafes, we would go for the trips to different cities, like it was fun. And it was activity outside of home, like it was great. She was also, like, we shared some, similar opinions, so it was a good talk. She knew about the same affairs, she liked films, like all good. But then the liabilities were, again, she complained about her job. She complained about everything, really. And I was very understanding in the beginning, and I tried to help her. So I tried to give solutions. I was like, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? But after a couple of months, when I saw that there's no progress, I realized that maybe she enjoys talking about her, problems. But when it crossed the line for me completely, I didn't want to cut her off, but when it crossed the line completely was when she started coming up with stories, like very dramatic and traumatic. And some of them were, of course, true, like she went through trauma in her life and she didn't know how to heal it. And I would suggest like professional therapy. Like, you cannot just use your friends instead of a therapist. By just talking about your trauma, like how you almost died, or like the really traumatic experience that you went through, which is unhealed. But why do you say it on somebody's birthday party when everybody's smiling, laughing, and cheering and having a good time? And all of a sudden, you start talking about like how you almost died, and and you start crying. And everybody, literally that happened, and or like how your mother hates you or whatever. And everybody was just like, so we went from like laughing, cheering, having a good time, we went into like depression. And she started like smiling. And I thought, why would anyone do such thing when everybody is like in a great mood? And you ruin everybody's mood on a birthday party because you want to tell the story, you want to be interesting, you want to be dramatic. No, that's selfish as hell and rude. And I was like, no, I'm not having it. And the worst thing was, and I think a lot of people do that as well, she actually made up some stories because she wanted, I guess, people to listen to her, and she wanted to have like drama because people would, she would get reactions from people. I don't know why she did it, but she came up with stories. Car accidents, boss threatening to fire her, like all that weird stuff, like going to jail. She made up the story that she's going to die in 2 months. I mean, no, dude, girl, no. So first I was like, oh my God, like, of course I believed her. And then after some time, I talked to her colleagues and friends, and they like they were looking at me like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, like she had a car accident and or like she's dying. And they were like, no, what the hell? Like that never happened. And I was like, are you being serious? I was like, yeah, that never happened. Like she's making things up. Like people know her, for longer, and they said like that's just what she does. And I thought, oh my God, so I'm wasting my time comforting somebody who told me they had a car accident or they're gonna get fired or they're gonna die, instead of focusing on my personal growth or professional growth, instead of learning a skill, instead of going for a hike, instead of writing a blog, YouTube video, like all that stuff. I'm sacrificing for a made-up story because somebody wants to be interesting and has unhealed trauma and refuses to heal. And I was like, no, I'm not having it. Like, no, we only get one life and we don't have much in that life. Do you really want to spend it to comfort people with unhealed trauma or people who are just a liability to you? Do you really want to spend time on this? Because those people will come more and more and more, and they will choke you until they squeeze everything out of you and you realize you're being used. Or maybe you don't realize that, but your life you're not going to make any personal or professional growth at all. Is this what you want? So of course you have to be a little selfish. And if you have a friend like that, you have to tell them, listen, I love you. I don't want to lose you, but you have to seek professional help, right? Because you have unhealed trauma. Or you have to say, listen, if you don't take any action to change your circumstances, whether it's your job or whatever, do not talk to me about it ever. Like you're complaining for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. You're just complaining, taking no action. If you don't take the action to change it, do not ever mention work when we're together. And if they are true friends, if they are actually trying to become an asset, they will say, maybe again, just like this could be like, oh my God, you're not a good friend. But maybe in a couple of seconds or minutes or days, they will realize, oh my God, she's right. So they will still continue to be your friends. But if they are not true friends, if they are 100% liabilities and they want to stay liabilities, how they will react? They will say, oh my God, you're so selfish. Oh my God, you're not a good friend. Oh my God, like, instead of helping me, you're telling me to go. You don't want to talk to me anymore. Like, what kind of friend you are? What kind of person you are? I'm sorry. I'm wasting your time with my trauma. Like, friends are here, so you listen to each other. You should help me and not tell me to fuck off. If they do this, if they put the blame on you for trying to help them, they're not friends. They are not your friends. They are in it for their own selfish benefit. Do you really want friends like that? I don't think so. Personally, I do want friends that level me up, push me up, and of course, are asset. They are an asset to me. I had a friend, one of my friends, he's always like, listen, you said you want to lose weight, right? And now you want to get fries. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, it's my cheat day. No. You don't fucking do that. Like, don't. You order a salad. And I was angry. I was pissed off. I was like, shut up. But, at the end of the evening, I was like, yeah, you're right. He pushed me. And if you are my friend and I tell you, like, I'm on a diet or I want to lose weight, and you say, let's go to McDonald's. You can't do that. Like, that's a liability. Like, you have to, like, do you even care about me? Seriously. Do you even care? It's like, if you tell me that you want to be successful, you want to launch your business, and then you just watch Netflix the whole day, I'm going to call you out. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, don't worry, the clients will come, the money will come, you can just keep watching Netflix. Actually, I'm going to come over and join you. Let's do a marathon of some TV show. I'm not going to do that. And your friend should not do that. Like, how much do you think they care about you if they are not trying to improve your life, but actually do the opposite? Your friends need to level you up and really be an asset to you. As a bonus, if you're focused on money, because I'm talking about personal growth, professional growth, but also there is financial growth. Of course, depending on what kind of phase you're in, building a business, freelancer, having a job, whatever. For me, what happened was when I used to share accommodation with people who earned below average salaries, I also earned below average. That's just strange. However, when I changed the people I lived with to people who earned above average, my salary went up as well. And, in hindsight, it's just so interesting because I don't think I have done particularly anything differently, but I must have, whether it's just mindset or whether I had more time because they don't want to hang out with me every day and call me and whatever, or they brought me more opportunities, or they gave me more inspiration, or like they pushed me. I don't know. What I know is I kind of reflected what they were doing, and I actually tried to become an asset to them. So I really tried to level up because I knew I don't want to be a liability to them because they seem to be level up, so I had to keep up. That's so interesting. And you always hear that kind of cliche advice, but it's true that if you want to make more money, you have to hang out with people who earn more money. You cannot hang out with broke people. You're gonna be broke as well. And I think there's something about it, actually. So yeah, it's really interesting. If you're not afraid, let me know in the comments if you have friends like that, or maybe if you understand that you are a liability, or maybe you're an asset and you have some interesting stories about your liability friends and you can share them. I hope this video helped you to make a change, to reflect, and to understand that if you lose some friends because you want to level up, you want to have your growth that you deserve, it's okay. It's not selfish and it's your life. Like, you do everything that helps you and makes you feel good. Don't be just used by everyone. You deserve people around you that are an asset to you, and you have to be an asset to them.